Good afternoon. It's William over here with A.P.C Photography and WDCD Media. Just thought I'd reach out today and have a quick little conversation on live streaming, the importance of it, the reason why we should all be focusing on this for the key demo, which is really the whole purpose of what we do in business. So, everybody on LinkedIn, welcome. Everybody on Facebook and YouTube, this is a little bit of a business subject matter. And then I'm going to jump over to Instagram now and click on live. So, as soon as that shows live, hey, Instagram, welcome to the show. Essentially, my name is William Davis. I'm the owner of A.P.C Photography, which will be rebranded to A.P.C Broadcasting. And we're here to kind of help you get your message out to people in the key demo. The key demo is 18 to 45, and the matured demo is between 35 and 70. So there's two entirely different demos out there. There's a growing demo that's going to have the spending capabilities and will be spending a large portion of their incomes on dispensable things that you want to do on a daily basis, from buying a sandwich to buying a car. And then we have a matured one, which will be doing the more fun stuff. So they would be going to concerts and things like that. So the 35-year-olds and older who can afford to go to $1,000 concert and do all the rest of the stuff and buy the toys. You want to get both demos, but you also want to make sure that you don't mature out over time. Mature out just basically means that the audience is no longer available to do the purchases. So what we work on here with some of the objectivity and some of the options we have available is we give our people the ability to grasp and be part of the better audience of those who are now utilizing their phones. So, for example, these right here that they watch every single day for long periods of time, and we get you in touch with people. Above me is some key information on the key demographics. I'm going to kind of go over this real quick, and I think it will be kind of earth-shattering for you today, so we will kind of talk about this. The most popular networks that are on YouTube, Instagram, and the rest of them is what we're going to talk about. Let me see. Are we going to get some? Make sure that's actually moving around. You should be active and moving, but if you're not, I will reshare you in a second. Let's see, where is my share tab at? You should be going up, and it's not. Sometimes this happens, so give me just one moment here. I'll fix this. And when you're doing live productions and by yourself, you don't always get the luxury of having a teammate handling all of the heavy lifting for you. So, as a producer, sometimes I have to redo the work myself. Let's get that back on there for you. Here we go. I just had to get this where it was actually live for us here. So let's talk about some key demo stuff here. And I just want to get this first part out the way because it's really important. If you are in social media or if you're trying to get people to see your messages, see your advertising and the such, there is what you call monthly active users and daily active users. On social media in general, there's 2 billion daily active users between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, which is phenomenal. And if you're in the United States, hello there, Litmo. And if you're in the United States, it is actually about 250 million, and it's just awesome. Hi, Litmo, how you doing? I'll put you up on the screen. Thank you for commenting. Hello to you too. And with that, it's important to understand where these key demos are and where their age groups are with this. So, for example, right now, this is daily or monthly users. There's going to be 3 billion monthly users on Facebook. There's going to be Instagram, 3 billion. YouTube is 2.5. This is of 2025. The new study should be coming out in February, so it's probably closer to 3 billion on YouTube now. WhatsApp is probably closer to 3.3 billion, and Instagram and Facebook are probably still about 3 billion monthly active users, which is an absolute insane amount of people that you can be in front of for what you're doing. If you are interested in the Americas, which is what I'm interested in a lot, and a lot of the clients I work with are interested in the Americas, that number shifts a lot, and it also becomes something of a power number of knowing where you can reach people. And in this case here, it would be, I'm going to add in that real quick. It would be next. This one is as of 2025. So we get into the 26 numbers will be coming out fairly soon. A vast majority of adults, 84% in the United States, are on YouTube. So if you're looking to do some advertising, YouTube's a great place to do it, or doing live streaming. And why live streaming is important is because it allows, like for today, Lipmoo reached out and commented. So now, if you have a curated audience or a large audience, you can comment back and have someone actually answering questions for them based on your business. This is where things get really, really cool. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok consists of 84% of U.S. adults, 71% and 50%. And TikTok equals 37%. And that number's gone up this year. I think 26 is now up to like 50%. There's a couple of new areas that have massive growth. So TikTok's at 37%, WhatsApp is 33% of the U.S. market, which that is absolutely growing. And if you look up this article, and I'll put it in later, knowing the age groups that are actually in this by percentage is going to be key to your financial future, or for getting like events filled, concerts filled, halls filled, everything filled that you might want to do. So for example, Instagram, if you're looking at between the ages of 18 and 49, you're looking anywhere between upwards to 80% of those age groups are on there, and 70 and 63%, which is insane. TikTok, you're looking at that same age demo, 63%. You're looking at 50% on Snapchat. You're looking at, in the key demos areas on YouTube, 95%, upwards to 80 plus percent. Even, which surprises me, the key demo still does the best on Twitter and on WhatsApp. And then, of course, on Facebook. Key demos are still killing it there for you. If you're looking to get your message out, that's where you got to go. And I was just in a meeting today. We were talking about how do we develop a small business and get it growing. And I've heard marketing ideas, I've got marketing staffs, but the biggest thing that I didn't hear was reaching out to areas where people would actually be buying from. And that's the whole goal, in my opinion, is to be out there in front of the people where they're seeing it. So if I walk into any place right now, I just look to my left, this gentleman's on the phone. I look to my right, people walking down the street on their phones. And there was a concierge who literally has an earpiece in, who's on their phone. This is where things have changed a lot. And I think it's a positive thing overall. I think we've got to adjust to the medium. Me being 48, I've really adjusted by watching my children and see what they do. And they're not children anymore. They're 24, 22, and 28. When they're that age, they're young men, young women, and you see what they're doing. You see where they're going with their dollars, and you have to follow it because they're going to be your big trend for the next few years. Services like I'm like offering right now, like live streaming like this. This is a really positive way to talk about the things you do or show what you do. You could be at any venue or doing haircuts. You could be doing all the cool things and just show it off to people. And people watch it sometimes. If you've ever been on social media and watched someone just cooking, 1,500 people at a time watching them cook. Now, I don't know if anyone else has got 1,500 people watching them for an audience-wise. I'm not ignoring, I'm actually checking something here real quick. Is watching your audience watch you is probably one of the coolest things you could do. All right, so Litmo, I'm sorry. For some reason, it's not giving me all the stuff right away. But what I'm saying is audiences now are on knees, literally on knees. When I'm pointing at the camera, I'm actually pointing at a smartphone because that's what I'm actually streaming on. For those of you on LinkedIn, a lot of times I get it. You don't have the time or the ability to set up studios in your house and get a live stream out to people. But if you look at the camera view on here, my camera looks really good. The materials are up there pretty easy to see, and people can see that, and it's going to make life easy for them. And if you're trying to run multiple live events or get things going and you'd like to have a more refined camera than this, we can definitely do that. But getting your message out to people, it's really important in having it look refined, having like QR codes, having your logo, having the information you need up there. And this is where we have to run with. If we're not doing this, and I'm listening to in this network group, I think it was like 30 people there. None of them brought this up. None of them. I sat back and I listened and I heard. I told them my job is I do broadcasting and I make sure that you get in front of the eyes of everybody that's important who's on here. And by the way, thank you for the 3 likes. I really appreciate it. Y'all are awesome. And they didn't really respond to that. And I just kind of kept my mouth shut. And I just wanted to listen to see what's going on. And that's why a lot of small businesses are failing. Small businesses in the local community don't realize how much of an audience they have in the local community. There's a place I go to called Sodom's in Shoreline. They do a lot of stuff on social media on Instagram. So they get a lot of people coming in their store because they take advantage of Instagram. They don't do a live on there, but they do a lot of stuff on Instagram. They don't worry about their website. They didn't even care about their website. I've seen their website. Their website is basically their order website that they do through their third-party service to order food. That's it. All the rest of their stuff is Instagram, from short videos, long videos, and some lives here and there. That is how they've built their audience. They also do a lot of stuff in the community, and they have a social gathering. And why is this important when I say this? They just did their first trivia night. And because they brought it up on the social media and everything else, they had every table in that place full doing trivia night, and every table was full of ordered food because of social media. They didn't worry about print media. They didn't worry about the rest. They worried about social media. They worried about the vertical integrated media too. So like right now, I am shooting it horizontally. So the camera is actually like this. If you saw my actual camera, it is horizontal. But I've done a vertical integration so that A, it gets to more of an audience. So right now I have audiences popping in and out, which I really appreciate that. B, it is easier to digest and come back to later. And C, integrate into more services. So you can go to TikTok, you can go to Instagram, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Facebook, you can go to LinkedIn. And when you combine all those together, you're looking at 285 million daily active users on all those platforms, including X. I mean, we got to include those in there too. And that's not even including Rumble and all the rest. So you really are getting yourself in a position to have some of the most important audience you will ever have in your life. That is your long-term audience that will stay with you for the next 20 or 30 years, 2 decades, 3 decades. Because they're looking for someone that's going to be their home base. They're looking for someone who's going to be their best place to go to. And not every commercial is going to be perfect. Not every live stream is going to be perfect. Not every time you do this will it turn into bigger audience. But what it will do is it will give you a staple. And when I say staple, I do mean a staple of material so that when people are going, oh, what do they do? How do they do their stuff? Is it available? Yes, it is absolutely available in the key demo to see it. And if you don't understand that the key demo is the most important demo of your life, that's going to be the big kicker, because key demo does it for you. I was just talking to a young man up here who's a concierge, and this guy is by far one of the coolest cats you'll ever meet. And he was talking about how he does his experiences. And what he likes to see is the live of something before he actually commits to a long-term participation. And what that means for you is he's 18 to 45. He wants to see the activity before he commits to the activity. But he's willing to commit to the activity once he's seen it. So be it a concert, be it food, be it a venue, be it going out to do something and to participate in it. And the areas that he told me he watched, And this is a 24-year-old who's a concierge who for real estate. So he's not in a no pay job. He's in a real pay job. He said, I want to see it before I go do it, or I'm just going to stay home. And he watched that on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Well, right now I'm actually streaming on, let me see which platforms I'm streaming on at the moment and why this is important. I am streaming on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Matter of fact, I got one person on Facebook right now, two people on YouTube, which, this is a brand newish channel that I'm actually putting effort into to build up. And by the way, thank you all who are watching. I appreciate every one of you. The advantage of this, though, is when the material is done, it's still available later. And this is the key piece to this. When you are doing this material, especially if it's done on YouTube or LinkedIn, this material is still available, or Instagram, later. Now, there are some things too that come with doing this. If you're going to commit to putting your message out, you're going to have to change your budgets for commercial work. What I mean by that is, instead of always trying to find a place to put a commercial link, you're now trying to boost a visual link. Now, you're still doing commercial work. So say, for example, these streams are all commercial. And let's just say you do 3 or 4 of these a month, and they're about the services you provide, which is keenly important because they want to see the services you provide. So if you're now one of the best soup places, when you do food, like the 3 areas that are going to be really important is food, entertainment, and fun stuff. If you can show that off 3 or 4 times a month, plus some short integrated videos that lead people to your stuff, it's an absolute positive for you all the way around. You win. You absolutely win, and you build an audience. Now, the following can come a lot of different ways. Now, I consult on the following part because I don't give that magic away for free. But you can turn the switch so fast. When I say fast, in 12 months, you can have a locked-in audience that is always watching your live streams, that are always referring people to your place, that are always bringing you new options. And in the key demo, that's huge because, say, for example, you have a desire to do pizzas, or downtown Seattle, there's this awesome pizza place that also has like a laser tag in it. Now, you would never know it has a laser tag in it. And it's the ugliest building I have ever seen. And it's in one of the worst, like little niches where there's homelessness stuff. And that's not to say homelessness is bad or good. It just is an area where people wouldn't be a little apprehensive. But their pizza is amazing. But their laser tag thing downstairs is so cool. You don't know about it. And they have a lot of events come through. They could turn that place up all the time and keep it busy all the time if they were reaching out here and if they were taking care of the key demo here. So those people between 18 and 45 who want those experiences, they would jump on it in a heartbeat. Now, hear me on LinkedIn on this. So this is kind of weird. YouTube, I appreciate y'all. I love the entertainment watch and all that. I appreciate y'all to death, but this is to my LinkedIn people. If you're not giving the key demo an experience to see so they come do stuff or do business with you, you're not going to have them. Let me say this one more time. The key demo, the 18 to 45, the growing demo that will be with you for the least the next 2 to 4 decades as a brand loyal person. If you're not giving them a reason to come to your brand, and brand can be anything you want to brand it as, or you don't want to give them a human touch, they will not stay with you. And I implore anyone who's out in the audience watching, tell me what your thoughts are on if someone actually took the time out, did 4 lives a month, showing off the services they do, also giving a few shorts so you can come and see those services. How do you feel about that? Because I think from what I've seen from guests, they love seeing that. I know I do. I look for what an experience is at a place. Like for me personally, I will YouTube it or Google it to see if it's worth the time, because if I don't see it, I don't know. Like, I'll give you an example. There's this awesome restaurant. It's already full. It's in Alderwood, and it's got this. It's something lamb, and the soups and stuff like that are pretty full, but they still have room to really every day get a line outside the door for it. And if they were to put that experience on a video like this and have it live streamed at specialty tables, so you give a discount to be at this table, but it's live streamed as people are doing it, or we can have like ambient music that doesn't have the audio from people, and you just see people like making the soups and doing the thing, I guarantee you they get more business. Now, it's not like they're lacking in business, but if they're looking to expand an extra 5%, 10%, because I've been there, 2 decades of sales, I had to figure out how to get 3 to 7 to 10 to 15% over the previous year. And having this avenue this way is so spectacular, because there's many ways to increase your audience, bring your audience in, incentivize them to watch these and know the dates you're going to do them. You can even do what's called premieres. Have somebody do all of the the answering questions or setting up reservations or all the rest. Like, even like this QR code here, that one's there so people can email me if they have questions. You can have a QR code on there, and then people can just scan the code later or take a photo of it to do the auto scan and go to your website, go to whatever it is you're trying to do. Sorry about that, folks. That was weird. I'm on Wi-Fi network for somebody else's network and got kicked off their network. Welcome to live streaming. So the network got kicked off. But that's another thing. You can just watch stuff. Now, the network thing, one of the reasons really cool about the services that I provide is right there. I lost my camera, which was done through this live streaming through my phone. There's my camera right there. And it comes back on. I didn't lose anything. It just reloaded to the scene, and no biggie. It's not the first time it's ever happened. I don't stress over it because this is called live, and I'd rather it have a complete drop off and come back on. In this case here, it was just a weird drop off, and it works. And people want to see the authenticity of people, because we're in the authentic world now. If you're live streaming your services and you're authentic about it, people will come see you. They will come see your services. And everyone who's watching this will probably feel the same way. I mean, like, if you are someone who is really, really into knowing and being part of a whole community, this is how you build them. Now, there are other ways you can do it too. Yes, you can do stuff in conjunction with this that are going to increase your capabilities. And those are called social networkings. And we used to do those all the time. We used to call it like a social group or community groups. Now, because everything's digital, or a vast majority of it's digital, you can use this in a digital group. So, for example, when this stream is done, I'm going to load it onto my Discord. Now, my Discord is slowly being pushed out. It will be in the comment codes here fairly soon with everything else I do. And your Discord can be a place where you put coupons. It can be a place where you can do this, and you can have answers there, and you have videos popping up, and you have your lives going there. If you are not using this platform with a producer that knows actually how to do this, because it's also one of the things you got to have somebody who knows what they're doing, you're missing out on opportunities. When I say missing out on opportunities, I mean you are excluding an audience that you could definitely have, and an audience that is hungry for experience. COVID closed the doors for a lot of things, but it also opened the doors for a lot of things. It opened people up to the option of finding new experiences that are worth their time. And that is where you come in. There's all these small businesses are awesome. There's food places people want to go to. There's entertainment places they want to go to. There's concerts they want to see. There's live jazz they want to do. There's old venues that are coming back doing brand new things. And if you're using social media like this to get their attention, and you're consistent with it, and you're awesome with it, and you're bringing the options out to them, you will give them the experience they want. And the nice thing about this is really on a phone, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. We can do this for conferences. We can do this for multi concerts. We can do this for live music venues. We can do this for DJ experience. Those are the things that A.P.C brings. Like, we bring the option to you. This is the selling portion. So for those on LinkedIn, hear me out here. YouTube, hear me out. I want to do a 2-minute pitch or a 3-minute pitch. If you're interested in figuring out how to do live streaming, and most of you are going to can't do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of it, but you can either do a podcast or live stream or pre-record and get the information put together the way you want to a couple times a month for about 2-hour sessions at a time. And that also leaves us room to give you lots of quick media pieces that you can put in the short form that get out there and lead people to your information, and lead people to what you want them to see, or give them the experience they want. And that is truly important. When I say it's ultimately and most indebtedly the most important thing for you to do is give them an avenue to reach to the experience you're promising them. And also give them a piece of you. A lot of times what happens is people forget that I got to give them me. I'm the owner of this. I'm this. And it's hard. I mean, it's intimidating to have a camera in front of your face. Now, it's not so bad when you're doing this. We can remote produce you in. Now, this is another thing that's really important to know. All the high grade material, like all this up here that's talking about the social media, and you can see the demographic information, that can stay up. I can build out this whole entire thing the way you want it, the way you like it, with your logos, your stuff, bring you in on the camera, or bring in you and another person so I can change the size of this and in reference. So let me show you real quick. What I mean by that is I can change your size of the image to be anything you want it to be. So if we're talking like that, I can be this small on the screen, or I can take the same image and I can be even bigger in the screen like this. And this is all instantaneous work, so I'm remote producing this. And it's really easy to do. And it makes it to where you can really redefine the experience for the people who are watching you. And if someone's on there and they're talking to you, and you wanted to be able to say anything, say if someone asks you a question about a product you're doing or about whatever it is that's on your website, they can get answers from you. Sorry, I'm centering this out real quick. All right, there we go. Centering it, they can get information from you and feel like you're actually having the conversation. And this is the reason why you want to have a remote producer or a producer to do this, because we can add this stuff in as you're going. And it's professional looking, and it's the way you need it done. So when we're talking about what it is to do live production and live producing, these are the key pieces. Now, for those who are in the 18 to 45 key demo, I would love to hear your opinions and what would be some of the best stuff that you would love to see when it relates to social media, when it relates to finding out about a product or finding out about a service. How and what are the pieces of the puzzle that make you feel most included in the conversation? And that's what's important to me, is that I want to make sure that you're included in the conversation, because this is extremely important. We want to reach you and make you as part of our whole. And for those on LinkedIn, we need to really do that work for all my CMOs, for all of my COOs, for all my CEOs out there. I love working with all of you. And this is one of the areas that we really, really have to make the jump to. And it's not like before. We still have television marketing. We still have cable marketing. We still have a lot of that stuff. But now we have to address the real problem in the room, is how do we get people in the door now from a group of people that need to be keyly in the door? Because if you're relying on the 45 to 65-year-old demographic to be your main supply of income for the next 20 years on a brand, that's going to be kind of devastating to you when you find out that's not going to be a 2-generation hold for you. That doesn't mean get rid of that demo, which is a mature demo, which I think is a phenomenal demo to work with. But we've also got to reach the key demo. And even that demo, if you've been looking up the information, has been shifting their watch from television to social media. Now, social media has got a bad name to it because it's social media. It's not mainstream. I got news for you. Social media is mainstream. Now, I know right now of at least 20 creators that have a shoestring budget in comparison to Disney and all the rest and all these companies that are getting more views than they are after dumping millions and millions of dollars into it. Or I know local stations that get live views of 30, 40, 50 at most when they go live. And even after they've gone live, they're 30, 40. That's it. I made no announcement on this. This is just a random one here. And my average duration so far has been 1:22 on a live, which is really good. And it's been 67 viewers so far that have popped in, which I really think is, I appreciate all of you dropping in. That's not the norm. You realize that someone's looking at this on the vertical because they're literally taking a vertical and they're going like this, looking through. And I've been blessed with 67 people stopping and watching for a minute 20, now minute 23. You can't ask for much better than that. And thank you, by the way, all y'all who are watching and staying on. This is just one of the channels, by the way. I have multiple channels going at once. And this is key and important. Now, for my politics channel, everybody, plug your ears. We're not really talking about candidates, but I am talking about if you're trying, when I say politics, what I'm trying to say is public forum to change things that are going on and get the community and action coalitions working. This is a great way to do it. You're on shoestring budgets, and I have a program for shoestring budgets. So, for example, if someone's got a shoestring budget and they want to still get their message out, we can do that. We can do it in studio. There's a special discount for that. We can also do it remotely, which is a great way to do it too, because a lot of you are stretched into 4, 5, and 6 different positions. And because you're stretched into 4, 5, 6, or 7 different positions, you're not able to always be there for your audience because, let's be frank, you have been killing it with all the major work you've been doing, and we really appreciate the work you do. Now, once again, the QR codes are up there. Well, there. If you want to find out what I do for services, feel free to. We can have a conversation. Back to the fun stuff. Now, for 18 to 45-year-olds who want to see a concert, who want to see the Christmas lights, or we're about to get into like the soccer stuff, want to see like a live sporting events from high schools, all these cool things that are going on around. People go down to Green Lake. I like doing this every once in a while. Just go down to Green Lake and just start a live and just leave the basketball lives up. And especially during like spring forward to about September. Oh, that's just fun to do because it's a live that's up and I can run like 2 or 3 cameras at once. And a lot of times they're quick and easy and they're fun to do. And it gives those young men and women an opportunity to get some exposure and have some fun and feel like I'm part of something. And once again, this is all community related. And why is this important? How come the community-related portion of this is so dramatically important? It's because as you build the community, you build up a brand. When you build a brand, you build up, what is it? The best way to put it is goodwill to the people who want to know you. Right now, if you are doing, let's just say you're a real estate agent. I'm going to go into this aspect. People want to buy houses right now. And real estate agent who is out there showing off the houses and doing other stuff that are live, that are remote from one location to another location, from another location, are going to have more people seeing them and knowing that they're a good person to work with than others. If you do sports, if you're a coach, if you're in any industry, it will make a huge difference. Also, if you want a curated audience, now this is a whole nother level of this, but if you are looking for a curated audience that's specific to what you're looking for, our teams can help make sure your stream gets boosted to the right audience, which is always available through YouTube and Instagram and all the rest of them. They give you the option to do that. So there's so many different phenomenal ways in which we can get you in front of the right audience and get you to where people see you. That being said, we're about 30 minutes into the stream. We're 35 minutes into the stream. I've got a couple locations to head off to for now. I just want to say, first off, thank you for everyone who's watched today. Subscribe, follow if you like this, and if you want to find out more material about what we do here at A.P.C. Broadcasting and A.P.C. Photography. For those on LinkedIn on the business side of things, feel free to reach out to me on my profile. For those who are looking on YouTube and say if you want to do an event or do something for your family, quinceañera, birthday, let everybody know what's going on, share the celebration, let everybody know, hi, look what we're doing. And I just want to make you part of it, even though you're in another part of the country. Feel free to reach out to me. I have programs specifically for that too, so that you can come out ahead and like have a great experience for your family and friends. So feel free to just use that QR code or look my information up in my descriptions and everything like that. Beyond that, I appreciate everybody who's watched today. You could have been doing anything you wanted to and looking at the streams that are out there. So y'all are awesome. For those on LinkedIn, thank you. For those on YouTube, thank you. For those on Instagram, thank you. And for those on Facebook, y'all are amazing. And my Facebook family, so that's real family, real friends. So we're going to go ahead and call this just fade to black moment, which means we're just closing it out. Screen's going to go black here in just a moment, and we're going to end the stream. So thank you for watching.